recording going. There we go. Right, cross stitch today, and I want to play with two abnormal things, like which is normal, eh, Candy? The abnormal things. Let's go to cross stitch. And I want to tackle photos in cross stitch. I'll do a little bit of images as well, but I would like to spend some time tonight on photos. Right, when we go over into the cross stitch area, the first thing that pops up is our preference screen. Now, under normal circumstances, the crosses that is there would be 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters big, and I would like to change them, so I've changed them to 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter, so that there's 10 little crosses in a centimeter. It's very much like petty point. But the second thing that I'll show you tonight is we're going to do tapestry instead of crosses. Using the cross stitch program, we're going to do tapestry. So I've set my setup is 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter. My width is 140 by 200, which is, you can realize now that that's the Janome hoop that I normally like to work with. And I'm going over into accepting that information there. Then the next thing is, let's start off with the grandson photo that I've got here. Somebody sent me a grandson photo, so I go to image, import, and then let me see if I can find that photo there. View, thumbnail. It's not there. Let's go one back. There we go. So grandson photo there. And I'm going to call that photo up. And you'll notice that it says the image is too big to fit in the working area, maximum of 400 by 400 pixels. So that's fine. We're going to change the setting. We're not going to change the photo because we would like to keep as much detail in the photo as possible. We're going to keep the photo there. I'm just going to change the set size. We're going to say OK there. And it will pull the photo in. And I'll show you. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. You'll see that there's half a photo there instead of the full photo being there. Because the poor kid has lost half his head now. But we'll fix that. So next step, going to images. And we go to say set size. And we would like to have our size to fit our hoop size. Now if we look at the photo size is 807 by 1200, and we would like it must fit into the hoop size. We're going to work with the smallest size of the two. Remember, it's 140 by 200, so we're going to work with the smallest size of the two, and that will be the 140. So I'm going to change the 807 to 140, and then if we look on the height would then be 217, and the 217 is not going to fit. You see that? Okay, so I'm going to bring the height down to 200. And then it will bring my width down for me to 129, and I'm going to accept that as the size that I'm going to work with. And I'm going to say, okay.
Oh, wow.
And it's, although it didn't...
That's how you did that.
It didn't change my picture size. I mean, it didn't change the quality of the picture. It's reduced the size of the photo for me to fit inside my hoop. Right. Any questions so far? Right. Next thing. Now, please have a look on the right-hand side where all the crosses is, and on the toolbar on the right-hand side. I'm going to work with a half cross. You'll see the little icon there, half cross, leaning over to the right. And I'm going to do the whole design with only half crosses. So we go half cross, Select that and then go over to image, and we're going to auto digitize the design because there's a lot of colors and a lot of detail in there. Auto digitize the design. Again, I'm going to keep my cross width and cross height to 1 millimeters each. So it's like a petty point, but it's a petty point with a half cross. And it says 129 by 200, so I know it will fit into my hoop, so I'm quite happy with that as well. And now I've got a question. I've got an option here. Do I reduce the number of colors or do I not reduce the number of colors? I prefer to do a design like this with between 18 and 24 colors. I'm going to show you firstly with what happens when I do it with 18 colors. And then we're going to cancel that and we're going to show you what happens with 24 colors. So we're going to say reduce colors to 18 colors. Because surely you don't want to have 47 colors there, of which one specific color might only have 3 stitches. I don't think that's what you would like to do when you start doing the embroidery. So you go down to 18 colors. That's quite a lot, but it should work fine. And we say, okay. Transparency in this case, we don't want any transparency. We would like every stitch that it can pick up, it should show it to us. So we say, ignore. And then when it says confirm, apply noise to filter to decrease the number of isolated points. We say yes. All right. And my design is there.
Wow.
If I zoom in, you will see, just get a little bit more. Zoom in a little bit more that you can see the actual stitches on the screen.
Wow.
Do you see there's no crosses in the whole thing? It's all like tapestry, which is a stitch lying over, all stitches are lying over to the one direction.
So, Phil, you're saying tapestry is one stitch going in one direction,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
yes,
stitches all going in the same.
Tapestry's stitch direction is always the same. If you do it left, or you do it to the left, or you do it to the right, they all have to go in that direction. So I've gone from left bottom to right top, and I've used that for this. You could also use the half stitch above it, but then everything must be from right bottom to left top.
Okay.
Right. We've used 18 colors now, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back now. You can look at the design, see what the design is, and then we're going to go back and we're going to do 24 colors and perhaps 36 colors to see what detail do we get from especially from the face area. So I'm going to go back, undo, and there shouldn't be any stitches now, so I can go back to normal view. My design is still there. My design is still set up. And ladies, please make a note of this, because you might forget to press the undo button, and you're going to create a new set, and eventually you'll have 3 or 4 stitch layers running over one another. So if you don't go back until you get to, when you look at stitches, when you click on your stitches icon at the bottom of the screen, it should show you a blank screen before you recreate for more colors or for less colors. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so let's go back to normal and then go to image, auto digitize, exactly the same questions that we'll ask, and the only thing we're going to change now is the reduced number of colors, and we're now going to go for, you said 18, let's go for 24, that's 6 colors more, no transparency, reduce noise.
His face has changed.
Makes a difference, eh, Judy? Immediately
Yeah.
you can see there's more note. So let's check out, and then now it says that there's 24 colors, and let's be a little bit on the bold side and go undo and go generate stitches, but let the program tell us how many
Yeah.
colors should be in the design, and then decide from there what we should do. So we're going to say, okay, accept that, no transparency. Now that's transparency ignored again, and then apply noise level.
Phil, what does transparency mean? I'm not sure about that.
When you do typical cross stitch designs, your background in most cases is white or something like that, and you don't want to have the white stitched as well.
Okay.
So you only want to have the little flowers seen, or and therefore you would eliminate that transparency color, which might be your white or might be a black color, whatever specific color is, so that you don't have to have all those stitches. Right, ladies, have you seen the change in the design yet, or hasn't the screen changed yet?
Not yet here.
It did. It's already done it. I'm going to show you. Let's go over to stitches. And you're now in stitch mode. You're actually looking at the design in stitch mode.
253 colors.
I'm sure that was Judy.
Yes.
Yes, 253 colors. Can you imagine that? But look at how realistic it is, eh? So we know.
Could you cut out the background?
Yeah, yeah. I would. You can now go and take your. You can now go. You happy with it like that, Judy? Just,
Very nice.
Just zoom in a bit.
You mean that's really stitches? It looks.
Yep.
It
Have a
doesn't
look.
even look like stitches.
I'm waiting for you. You'll have a look at the screen now. I've just zoomed in a bit. That's stitches.
Oh my gosh.
That's stitches. There is only 25,800 stitches in total, but there's 253 colors.
Wow.
So let's go back. And the question was,
How would you
okay, come
how
again.
would you decipher which colors?
That is the question, Betty. If you play with this, and that's why I said when you want to play with cross stitch, especially with photos, because look at this photo. This photo is a better photo, most probably, than you would be able to do with tomato.
Mm-hmm.
But
Wow.
the number of colors, and as I said, some of these colors you might do 2 or 3 stitches in total in the design for that.
You could never match all that thread.
Well, you know, in the cotton that we use for the industrial machines, there's only 216 colors. So I'm already running short of 40 something odd colors that I don't have. All right. So that's the one part. But you asked the question, Judy, can you go and fix it? Yes, I can now go to the left-hand side, select my ruler, my eraser, sorry, and then come back and start erasing. Some of the background.
So when you first started to do that design, if you had checked transparency, would that take that color out, or because it's not white, it wouldn't have?
No, in this case, Caroline, it won't, because of the fact that the background is of a mixed color area. It will not give you the facility to basically it won't make sense to reduce your background. I'll show you just now when I go back and I go to a black and white. We can have not black and white with a solid area. I can show you what the thing is there. Right. Have a look on the right-hand side, just below the color bar, is the pen thicknesses there. So I've gone now and selected the widest one. And that gives you an idea of how big that portion is that you can erase. So be careful that you don't select one that's too big and then get too close to the face to take it out. But this portion that I'm taking out now will completely disappear. There won't be any stitches in it. Okay.
Could you go into
Right, let's go.
could you go into a graphic program and just do the image itself?
Like we did with the Stigmata one for the little girl that is on the
Right.
racing girl, I would
Right.
rather go and take my image that route. In other words, prepare your image prior to bringing it into the program, and then use the white that we've got there to say that transparency color would be white, and ignore the white.
Yeah.
So
Could you in the
you always have to use the auto digitized in order to do this?
Candy, was that you?
Yes.
Okay, the question is good. The answer is no, you don't have to, but I don't have enough time to go and sit and manually punch crosses.
Okay, so you couldn't go and like outline the head and go around his ears
No.
down his neck?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, you can't
You'd
like
have
you
to do
can't.
that in graphic.
No, you can't. You have to do that in graphics. You can't like with your Stigmata and your normal digitizing, where you go around the area and say only digitize this area for me with crosses.
You
Okay,
can't
and
do
the
that.
second part to this
I-
question is, instead of erasing, could you pick up a color and paint one color where you're erasing? Instead of erasing, could you paint and make like a mask?
I could, and I could also on the right-hand side, on the color bar at the bottom, just below the paint area there, go to that area there and pick up the color that I would like to erase or remove and delete that color.
Oh, you're kidding.
So you could delete it, okay? But
Yeah.
you could use that like eraser, like a paintbrush, and make a mask around the head and neck and stuff.
I could do the eraser to use that as well, yes. And I can go to the left-hand side to the top, where I can go to my marquee, and then let me just see if I can get it done. Yeah, I can select a specific area and then press delete.
Yeah, you could do that and get the bigger spots and then use the, okay.
It looks like a lasso tool over there too.
Yeah, on the left-hand side, there's a lasso tool there
Yeah.
as well. So we
So
can.
you could go around his head. There you go. Now, to be clear, did you say that you could not do the background with one set of colors, say 12 colors or even 6, and then do his face with many more colors?
No.
You can't do 2 sections?
Now, what I would do, most probably in the case like this, Judy, is to go and do the face section, remove the background area completely, save that as one file, right? Then call it back in again, and do the limit my colors to perhaps 4 or 5 colors.
Right.
Okay, and then do the complete design, and then remove the face section from that design. And then join the 2 designs up so that you've got the background color, as you say, in one, and then do it the other way. But I've never been able to go and do digitizing and cross stitch like I normally do with photo stitch or with normal digitizing, where you can actually go and say, just digitize the area for me that I would like you to do.
Right.
Maybe we need to talk to Imbert.
Yeah.
Well, that is.
Yeah, I
the
was
key.
just thinking,
We have a suggestion for you.
I was
What?
thinking, Phil, you should join the beta group because I've sent in a lot of, suggestions,
Huh?
and that would be a good one.
Something for the wish list for 2009's edition.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Right.
Well, Phil, I have a question on deleting the colors. You said you could go over and you could pick the color that you wanted to delete. But the problem with that I'm afraid of is, what if you decided to delete the blue and that blue might be somewhere else, and that would take it all out, right?
Let's have a look and see. That's exactly what I would like to do now. On the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that the color bar is there. I'm going to right-click on the blue color number 204, and I'm going to go and say, first thing I'm going to go and say is hide color. Not much happened, eh?
No.
You can ask it also just to do just the one color, show it up, and you can see where it's at.
Yeah, yeah. You can go and do
Hide all
exactly the
colors
same
except this one.
like an editor, where you can say hide all colors, and then go and say show color,
Yes,
show
except
color,
this
show
one.
color. Yeah, exactly the same thing that we can do there. So this color that I've just taken out there doesn't really make any difference. I can go back and say show this color.
Yeah.
But with 204 colors, it's too many colors. But on the other hand,
Yeah, that you would take forever. Yeah.
It'd take you a week to sew it out.
Well, it'd take you forever to find the right color to eliminate, you know, and
Candy,
Yes,
it's 20 color changes on your machine.
I know.
Phil, I have a question, and if you don't want to answer it, that's fine, but what graphic program do you use to clean up your photos and stuff?
I use Zara Extreme. This xara.com is the website. And I use Zara Extreme Professional, the new software that they've just brought out last year. And I use that because that one gives me the ability to go and draw an area over something else and then just punch it like we do with masking in editor. Punch that out and take that section and throw it away. To me, it's
okay. You're cutting out a little bit. So did you say R Extreme?
No, it's XARA.
XARA. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Okay, thank you.
Zara, okay. Right, so I'm going to go back to undo here. I just want to go back to the point where I can reduce my colors. I think 48 colors might give us a good call, Judy.
Okay.
So I'm going to reduce down to 48 colors.
I'd be real tempted to get rid of that background one way or another.
Yeah, well, the ideal situation would be is if you can, to take the background away while it's still in graphic mode. I think it will be a better call. Okay, I think there's an easier way for me. I'm going to go and say create new, don't save anything.
Heel, lie down.
And just go and put the new design in completely. That's fine. Image import. And let's go image set size, sorry. Set size, and it was 129. And then go back to, just wait for the screen to change. Right, then we go to image, auto digitize cross. Oh, no. I need to go and select my stitch type on the right hand side, because if you don't, it's not there. Image, auto digitize, that's fine, that would be fine, and I would like to reduce to 48 colors. And no transparent color, and apply noise filter.
That's not bad.
That isn't bad.
That's not bad, eh? That's not bad. To play with more, okay, if we take the background out completely, and then we pull the picture in, and when then say that we want to work with 48 colors, it might be a better call, because then your greens and your blues won't be there, and it will pick up more better colors on that 48 then. Right. Once you finish with your design, remember when you save your design here, it will save a ECF file. Now your ECF file is like your EOF file in Studio. That's your cross-stitch recipe file. So that you can go back and fix it at a later stage if you need to. I'm not going to save it. I just want to close the screen and I want to show you what happens if you send it through to the design. Okay, there we go. File open. And you'll see now when the screen opens that it looks completely funny.
Yeah.
And I need to check why it's doing that. For some reason, it wants to add an outline to the design. And the last color in the design is your black outline. So the very last color that we've got here is black. I'm going to right click on that and go and delete that color. And you'll notice now that black is gone.
Wow. Okay.
And if I go into 3D mode, you can at least see what it looks like. This is with 24 colors.
Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay. And if we zoom in, I think that's too much. Let me go one back. Okay. And can you see the tapestry stitch now?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have a nice software program, and we always think that you have to use crosses in cross stitch, but you don't have to. You can get away with a better quality, because if it wasn't crosses, you wouldn't have had the same quality and the same, what is the word for it? Come on, Elizabeth, help me.
Is it a smoother look when you
Yeah,
use
that's
the
it.
cross I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
the tapestry?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that background, even though it would be a lot of colors, that background really adds to it.
Because remember
Got a clear design.
when you use your crosses, between the two crosses is an open space. But with this
Now, what?
Settle down.
with this stitching, you basically have your stitches lying next to one another.
Yeah. What would you sew that on then, Phil? I mean, what would you do the sew out with?
The fabric,
Yeah.
there is a stabilizer that the guys use in South Africa. It's a cutaway. It looks like a very thick weave, but it basically can't. It's not a tearaway, and it looks as if it's got a little a dent in it, like a embossed imprint into that. That works very well for this. I'll try and
Do you
get it.
do you press it down?
No, it's straightforward. You just put it in your hoop. It hoops fairly well. We had our bank bags where they put the notes and stuff in were at some stage made from that. It's like a, I don't know what else you can call it. I would call it a cutaway.
What is it called?
I'll get the name and I'll send an email out to everybody with the name of that. But it's a very nice for this type of thing. It's a stabilizer.
Ladies, I think we're going to have to make a field trip to Africa to get this stuff.
But I think you've got more of the stuff there. Right. I would like to show you what happens now if I do a stitch out on this design. And let's go to the stitch out. And just change over there. And you'll have a look. You can now see how it's, the way it's stitching also. It gives you an idea of, oh my. Okay, there it goes.
Wow. You know, that background, like I said, it's a pain in the neck, but the thing is, it really does make it look like a tapestry.
It does. It does. And I'm fairly sure you would rather do a tapestry like this by machine than by hand. With 24 stitches, I think it's about 30,000 odd stitches in total. It can take you about a day. It can take you about a day.
Yeah.
Take a day to clip stitches.
Betty, don't look at the negative side. You know, that's the worst thing with cross stitch and all that. It's that jump stitches that it creates. Because if you can just look how it's stitching now, you'll find that it's jumping from an area to another area and all that. But yeah, unfortunately, cross stitch does have that, and that's where the ladies with the machines that auto cut has got the advantage. It's just that little bit better.
That is really beautiful, though. I mean, I love that, the color combination.
Push the stitch count up a bit. Is it showing on your side? It is showing on your side, eh? Yeah, I think so. It looks like it. And the blue coming in and all that. So yes, but I'm fairly sure if you take the background area away, and then go and do a 24 color or even a 36 color, Judy, I think it will be a very nice, clear, detailed design that you'll have then from there. Because there's quite a few colors in this background as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let me
Just seemed if you did them separately.
You're saying, Judy, that you would do the background first and then, I mean, do the background digitizing and then come in and, like, merge the other design or something like that?
I think so. The problem I've had with a cross-stitch program is trying to match threads.
Right.
And get that many threads and that
in the color combination.
and enough difference between the threads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
threads can make or break the design.
Exactly. Yep. Especially on the face or any skin tones.
Yeah, of course, 2 tones up or 2 tones down.
And I had a devil of a time.
Mm.
Yeah.
2 tones up or
Yeah,
2
I have a whole just separate skin tone threads collection.
Yeah, I do too. I don't have that many, but I'm starting to collect some.
Right.
So, you know, I know what you're saying.
And it was amazing what is skin tone.
Yeah.
You don't think of the variety of color in skin.
Yeah. Pink and shades of pink. Beige and shades of beige.
Yeah, beige, yes. That's what kind of astounded me. So I guess I thought if you did them separately, it just would be a lot less confusing.
It would.
That's probably just the way
Yeah, it would. And then on the other
you
end,
can see that they're in one direction when you
yeah. Okay, it's done. Should be finished. There we go.
Wow. That is pretty, though.
So I'll send this on for the people that would like to try and test run it.
Yeah, I'd love to play with it. I have too many grandkids, but, I mean, I could practice with one of their pictures, too. You know, the school background pictures now, they're putting the same kind of backgrounds like what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But, man, my poor little machine will probably have a heart attack.
This one has got 168,000 stitches. Okay, so
I'm not sure a designer one will take that many stitches, will it?
it will.
I've forgotten what its limit is.
Fairly sure. I think it's 250 or something like that. That's what my gut tells me. But let me know, Judy,
Oh,
because I know the Janome.
I don't remember.
The Janome won't. The Janome will take this design, and with this design, although the hoop size is right, you can only do 64,000 stitches per design. So that will already sort out quite a few colors.
Right.
And we can go and play with this now to say, right, let's go on the right-hand side and separate all colors.
Man.
And then perhaps from there see what colors can we throw away.
Right.
You know, if I'm looking here, this, I can go and say, right, delete, hide that color. And go and hide that color there. There's the greens there. There shouldn't be any greens in his face. And then we can take those.
Something left his eyes.
Yep. So
Blue.
somehow.
Good.
That blue that we were
Yep.
putting up.
So you must be careful if you want to fix up afterwards. You can make a mistake. So if you can, it will be better to erase. The best part would be if you can sort your graphics out before you start with the design.
I think so.
Would you do it in the cross-stitch program itself, though, right?
I've never done it in the where you can actually cut it out and crop. We must have a look and see if it's possible. But what I'm scared of with the embed graphics portion, and I've sent an email through to the family because of that, when you change your picture size and you crop a picture size, for some reason it basically changed your hoop size. And that to me is a problem. That's why I prefer rather to do my graphic changes outside the embed studio or the embed program and bring the final graphics in. I've had that with a class that we did a while back on Stivmato where we worked with a photo that was 800, I think it was 800 by 1200 or something like that. And we just want to reduce and take the centerpiece where the little girl is sitting and take that for the design. Cut that portion out, and then immediately when we finished with it, the design was a 10 by 10 instead of a 140 by 200. So,
Well, if you remove the blue, will you have empty spots on your stitch out?
if I remove the blue on this face, we find out next to the eyes there was light blue there, and there's some bluish color in the face as well that's giving extra texture. If you have a look at the bottom of the chin area, there's a blue-gray section that's there that it looks as if it should be there to give you that definition. But if we're going to remove that color, it's going to remove that section of the design. So I would rather go and use the eraser in the cross stitch program and erase the areas, and then bring my pen down to a smaller area. Notice that I've got a thinner eraser and erase closer, and then use that. I'm prepared to spend 2 hours on erasing. That's fine.
Or you could lasso it here.
Or you could lasso it. Yeah, you could basically lasso
Here,
the area and then take the lasso section away. Yeah, I should be able to.
But then you leave holes.
Let's go back to select all. That's Control A. Come on. Control A. And then just join them together. And I can now go and do that by using my lasso here. I can go and move in as close as I can without touching the hair. I think nice hair. Look at the back, there's a shadow there. Let's go down. And go up, double click, and then go and split that. And let's go, object, select object, edit, delete. And then it's done. Let's go and delete that. Okay, that's what you meant, Judy?
Yeah, it is some version of that. Yeah. You know, I also wonder about that blue color. I wonder if it's supposed to be white. Is that a possibility?
This blue that's behind his face.
No, no, the ones in his ear
No,
and his eye.
that should be white. That should be a white color there. But the problem is I would rather go and lasso everything out and then go and change the colors in the color bar. Because if you change it now, it might change it to something that's not there. But the design has now reduced to 139,000 stitches. So there's already 30,000 stitches that we've taken out by just removing that area there.
That would take a long time too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the sport that we are in. The golfers walk for 18 holes behind one ball, hitting it from one place to another, and then they call it it was a great day. So I think spending 2 hours erasing things and having a nice design afterwards isn't that bad. Okay, I'm not going to save this now. I just want to go back and show you the difference between photo quality. I'm going to clean this up, shave. No, I don't want to save it. And go back to cross stitch. What is this? Oh, this is the setup for the design. That's fine, 100% size. You happy with that? Image import. Rotate, mirror, dim. No, we don't really have a tool that we can use under the image section to get a better image in there. Right, where is this one? Depending on the quality of your image, you might have a better call. Again, too big to fit, that's fine. And we need to reduce the size. So I go to image set size, 800, so I'm going to reduce the 800 to 200. 200 by 150. 200 by 150 should fit your hoop, Betty and Judy.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, in your case, I think the hoop size, we need to take it down to 140, and then it will reduce it on the other side to 187, because that's the smallest that you can do is 140 on the one side. So let's go 140 by 187, and you can see our photo is clear. It's a good quality photo. And I'm going to try again, and let's pull away with 48 colors. Reduce colors to 48. No transparency. Apply noise filter. And then just go over to into stitch mode. This design I haven't stitched out yet, and I haven't done more with it than just play with it. Okay, there we go.
Beautiful contrast.
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful picture.
There's our design. And I want to show you now, if we go closer, I forgot to ask it to do tapestry. Just have a look at the design quality. Look at where your crosses is, and you can see that white spaces between each cross. There's a little white block sticking out there. Okay, so now I want to take you back, and we're going to undo the color area, and we're going to just change that to say, go back, select our tapestry stitch, which is our half cross, and then go to image auto digitize. Same thing. We set 48 colors. No transparency. Reduce noise filter. And you might have a better quality design. And if we zoom in.
And the stitch size was the same?
Stitch area exactly was the same. I didn't check out what the stitch and the number of crosses was. The stitch area was the same. It now
No, but the stitch size?
stitch size is the same, yes, 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter.
Okay.
Because, and I'll show you now what happens if we go to 2 millimeter, which is the normal cross stitch size. You find that you will lose some of the detail. You lose some of the detail that you can't pick up with a 2 millimeter cross. Okay, so I think there is our little impala there. That's not an impala, that's a springbuck. And let me just go and save the ECF file for you. And I'll email you the ECF file. You can play with them. I'm going to send all these ECF, the cross stitch recipe files through to you as well, so that you'll have those.
Thank you, Phil.
I'd like to replace it. Yes, that's fine. And there we go. I'm not going to run through the process of getting it to generate stitches now. Is there any questions on this?
Yes.
Judy, I'm listening.
What do you call a good quality picture? Are you talking about what resolution?
Two things. Resolution as high as possible. In other words, if you look at a camera photo, it must be at least bigger than 1,200 by 2,400, something in that vicinity. About what we normally call an A4 photo size. So if you take a digital photo, it must be about at least an A4 photo size. If you take a digital photo that fits on a postcard, there's not enough pixels in it to give you the quality. I see our digital.
So you're saying 1,000 pixels up?
Well, anything from 500 pixels up is already a lot better than us. So if you look at your cameras, a 3 megapixel camera will take a good quality photo. A 5 megapixel will take a better quality photo. And then if you look at this specific design, the specific graphics that we've got here, this photo was taken around about 12 o'clock in the day, because you can see the shadow is exactly below the animal. So there's no chances for shadows all over. You know, you've got good quality of light coming from the left and from the right and all that. So when you do portraits again, if you do portraits, you need to have your portraits done in a studio where you have left light and right light. Where when you do take photos at home, you grab the best possible light, and the person might only smile at you once that day, and it might be in the darkest corner of the house. So you know, you can't really always work with that quality of photos that you've got.
Thank you.
Okay, Betty.
Yes,
Any questions from your side?
I do have, but this isn't related to this. When you put a chart in, I have a hard time because the crosses don't always follow inside the cross, even though you're
When you
try to align.
when you do a hand chart, when you pull a hand chart in and basically align the hand up.
Right.
So would you like us to
They do maybe at the top, but not at the bottom.
Okay. Do you have a nice one that you can email through to me? A scanned one that we can tackle? That will now be in April's class. No, February, March class. March class. Because in February.
Yeah, that would be a really good lesson if you could do one with a chart for us.
Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem. In February, we're not going to have a cross-stitch class. That last class in Feb will be what we call an open session. So that will be any problems that you've picked up. You can email me that information, or while we're online that evening or that morning. I must remember to say morning. We can handle the questions that comes up, and that will be a mixture of all the different modules of the program.
Betty, do you have any charts that are good? Because I think I do, if you don't.
The DMC, they have a club, and I've done quite a few of theirs.
That's what I have too, so that would be good.
Are they digital, Betty?
It's DMC Club, and you sign up for it.
But I
and
mean,
they have they tell you what colors to put in, but it brings up the charts. But then my eyes don't always follow across the line, and so then I get all mixed up. At the top maybe or at the bottom, they're just perfect.
Okay.
And as you go up, they keep moving either to the left or to
to
the
the right.
right. Okay. The chart is, I mean, the crosses are all perfect once the chart is gone.
But is that chart is it a paper chart that you get from them, or you get it on a file?
Right. You scan it.
Okay.
You get a what do they call it?
The JPEG or something?
Well, it's not a. They send you. It's in a.
PDF file.
Oh boy, I can't think of. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's in a picture file.
Okay.
And you just go in there, and then they have the charts, and they tell you what DMC colors to use.
Send me one of those. Let me have a look at it, and perhaps we can do a combination. Because if they send it in a picture file, then it might be possible to take the picture out of the file instead of going through the process of printing it and then scanning it. So email me one. Let me have a look at it, and then we can definitely take it up in the next class.
Okay, thank you.
Candy, how's it on your side for tonight?
This is great.
Okay, so you're quite happy. Caroline, that's the first time that you've been with us, hey?
Yes, it is.
I'm glad
and
that
I'm enjoying it very. I love it. This is great.
Glad that you enjoy it, and that was good. Any questions from your side? Not at all? You happy? Okay.
She's so happy she passed out.
Okay, Elizabeth, it was the first time that you had the chance, and your mic is working fine. Did you enjoy the class?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Thank you, Philip.
Okay.
I just need to get the cross-stitch program.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
The other thing is play with your program. It's part of your program at this point. Play with it, see if you like it, and then go and buy it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I have not played with it, Phil, because I've been, trying to learn other things, and then with my surgery, I've been kind of stymied. But boy, I'm really enthused now.
Well, there's always some good things that happens, eh? So the little bit of a break that you've got, you're going to catch up on your embed software. Judy, are you happy?
Right.
Is there any questions that I can answer for you?
No, I think I asked them during the class.
Okay, 100%. And our
I
friend...
asked a question.
Yes, Betty?
I asked a question to you, Phil, on the Yahoo site, and I have not got an answer from you yet. It was Redworth.
Was it under our group, or was it outside our group?
It was under our group. Yeah,
Okay.
I posted 2 pictures of one of the designs.
Okay, I'll have to have a look at that, and I'll come back to you. I'll come back. I saw there was a message that came in that was photos that was posted, but I had a bit of a headache in the last 2 days with my computer, and that was sorted out around about 12 o'clock today. So I'll go immediately after the class, go and have a look, and I'll reply back to you on that. So
Tell us where she put the pictures.
That will be
They're
under
under the photos.
Mm-hmm.
They're photos of my stitch out.
But what site?
Yahoo groups.
Our site, the Yahoo.
Okay, Judy, it sounds...
I guess I don't know which site it is.
Okay, let me take you to... If you go to the Yahoo groups, let's do the yahoo.com website.
Right.
You go to groups, you'll find that we've got an OTP group there. Our own group, which is just for the online training and webinars. OTW, sorry. I think it's Embed OTW, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I'll join today then.
We're a small
Send
group.
her the website.
Yeah. And then
What is it again? I'm confused, guys. What is it again?
Yahoo.com.
I think you saw it.
Oh, you're talking about the X-Stitch?
No,
it's all of it.
It's just all that we do in the class. If somebody has done something big, they can go and post the design there, or they can post the stitch out there for comment or whatever.
Right.
Betty already did her homework from the last class. She was supposed to wait until next month, but she's already done it.
But that's my love is red work.
Yeah. I'll check up and I'll have a look for you and I'll give you a feedback on that and I'll send an personal email to you as well for that.
Thank you.
Okay. Sue in the UK, are you all right?
Yeah, that's fine. I was just wondering, would you bother putting any flecks of white into the eye there?
Yes, good idea.
In this one?
Yeah, on the springbok.
Yeah, I would definitely on the springbok see if I can put some white stitches somewhere in the eye, 2 or 3, somewhere just to give a reflection somewhere there.
Mm-hmm.
And next to the eye on the right hand side, if you look at the right hand side, there's some light blue there. That light blue might be a reflection coming from the water, but I might tone that down if I can to more than one of the gray areas. It's just above it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you sort your thread out, you might have a softer tone of gray. This one has got 48 colors, so yeah, it could be a bit busy. 2, 3, 4 times on a 12 needle machine, 4 color changes, and you will find that some of the colors might be about 4 or 5 stitches in total. But if you look on the horns, the colors on the horns is actually showing quite nicely there. Ladies, time is up again. Hour's finished. We've just started. And
Thank you, Philip.
Phil, thank you very, very